is going to be that jungle that we're talking about. But could they send like the Bane and Sand King top with Enigma pseudo jungle and have Medusa solo
experience? I mean, they could, but usually how that works is the Enigma just kind of secures the first couple levels and then leaves the lane. Medusa is really not a hero that can just step up in the off lane at any point, whereas the Sand King, once he gets a couple levels in Burrow Strike and Sandstorm, is going to be a lot more survivable. So, you know, in some sense that kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I think it would just ultimately be bad for Medusa in the long run.
All right. The team decides as waiting for Alex Mike to return.
Just put Bryle in the off lane with Kunkka. Medusa mid, that'd be better.
Wait, Bryle in the off lane? Hold on. Wait, what? Now you're just confusing me.
Hey man, this draft is confusing me.
I guess it is a possibility. That's something else though too, where you could send Medusa mid, but they already got 2 Tango shared to Kunkka, so it's
it's obviously not happening. But
okay. All right, well, again, what they do coming out of this here. There's going to be that the Timber Saw in the hands of Bryle, and for the matchup purposes in the lane, it makes sense. And it's not like a free Timber Saw game though throughout. It's sometimes you'll see games where Timber Saw just feels so good because the lack of crowd control, but that's not the case here. I mean, teams across the board, they have plenty of crowd control and ways to deal with the Timber Saw. So the lane's good, but I wouldn't expect Bryle to take off in this game with this Timber Saw just simply because of what he's up against.
Yeah, it kind of depends. I mean, he's going to be able to bully the Kunkka in lane, but once, you know, Bane has Fiend's Grip, once Kunkka has a couple of items, then certainly the Timber Saw does fall off a bit. So it's going to be a matter of how far ahead Bryle can get by like level 6, 7, I think, and how bad of a game he can make Gunner have early on. Mm-hmm. It's one of those where it's kind of like the Quap Queen of Pain matchup, where it's like whoever gets the Orchid first just dominates the matchup.
Okay.
A lot of the time. You know, if Bryle's able to get a Silver Edge or simply have the Bane rotate in, if Bane has a good early game, then they can certainly kill the Timber Saw with their magic damage.
I wonder if we're going to see something like a Diffusal Blade on Forev as well, considering they're up against a Medusa.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. It's quite good against her. We'll definitely see a Diffusal Blade on Moo. Probably something like Drum's Manted Diffusal, I would imagine.
All right, Alex Mike is back and getting an idea of how things potentially going to shape up here. It's pretty standard from the looks of it, at least on the Radiant side. Taking a look at J.Storm and what they're doing. Pango's heading bottom by himself currently. Could just be for the bounty runes, though, of course. They have both supports more towards the bounty rune to the north.
Man, Alex Mike, level 13 on Bane. That's a sad life. I don't know why you would ever play that hero that much.
It's a good hero. You don't find... I think Bane's kind of fun. He has some stuff that he can do as far as some sleep plays and positioning with the Fiend's Grip. I think he's a fun hero.
I'm making one of those really dude faces right now.
Hey, people like different play styles, all right?
Yeah, well, I'm a Dota player, and my opinion's the only one that matters to me, so...
True.
You know how it goes.
J.Storm's taking over the Radiant jungle, so they should be able to get both these bounty runes up here. Can Pango make a steal? He's gonna get it. 3 for 1. He's gonna dance it off. That's quite the taunt right there.
It's very suiting. Very flamboyant for the Pangolier. He's a very flamboyant character.
Look at the Eternal Envy. He's gonna block the initial kind of. What are they doing? Oh, they're just okay. They're just running at the heroes.
They definitely can bully this line. Like Rubik, Pango, not good at level 1. Super weak.
Maybe they assumed Pango was gonna try for a pull as well, so that's why they're doing this too. They're really keep him from doing so. But either way, yeah, they're bowling like crazy. And maybe missed a CS or so, but they're going to force a lot of regen early on. Well, seems like so far the correct choice from Team. How they're playing it. Oh my god, Timbersaul's already 6-2 though. In the mid lane. 7-2.
He's gonna body this Kunkka early on.
And sure enough, Rubik is going for the pull. Aggro the creep wave. And now Medusa will have to deal with last hitting under the tower. To that. Nusham's doing a pull of his own. No, never mind. That's what it's not.
Envy getting kind of low. Rev playing kind of aggressive here. He's letting Rubik just do this pull. Envy actually needs to be very careful here.
He's going for the turn. Almost catches Rev off guard, but you know, likes to swashbuckle the other way. Yeah, this lane is so weird because up here we have Bane and Rubik kind of just doing their own lane. Farming their own creeps. I don't know what to think of this. Medusa's coming up.
Things. Envy's pretty low on mana.
Yeah, nothing to help with that. Do have some mangoes, I suppose, on Bane, but for now, gonna hold on to them. The brain sap's coming, but once again, Rubik will pull the creep wave. So that lane gonna continue to have an issue there. Brax, he's farming the top lane. He's already level 4. Holy crap. You see, March is level 1 next to him. Just hit level 2. Brax is having a fantastic time at the top lane, though.
He's got those 2 rings from Nusham, handing over the double ring of regen to give him an additional 4 HP regen per second, which allows him to just cut the creep wave over and over, farm the camps, doesn't really care about the harass too much.
And we do see the pretty traditional Enigma jungle coming out as a result again. And a couple of clarities, but that's it. Eventually, again, going to get that ring back. Make the Helm of the Dominator more than likely, but...
Yeah, it is going to give Moo a lot of free farm under the tower, however. And Brax can't really pressure March with this build, so... Yeah, it's a trade-off that ultimately doesn't hurt J.Storm that much, I don't think.
Yeah, I guess it's just to carry that farm on Sand King, if anything, but the mid matchup continues to go the way as expected. 24-7 Timbersaw, 16-1 Kunkka. Gunnar does have the bottle delivered for now, but and Timbersaw could just keep running up and spamming that whirling death. That's literally what he's doing.
Yeah, this lane is miserable for Kunkka. There's nothing you can do. You're so used to bodying other people with your Tidebringer being able to chip them down, but Timber's running with a constant 19 plus HP regen per second. He's got Salve on top of that. Full lane control denying you runes to refill your bottle.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, it's fair to say, Gunnar, again, how experienced he is on this hero. I'm sure he's faced this matchup plenty of times, so he knows at least has an idea of what he wants to ultimately do against it. And he's getting some decent CS himself. Rubik's running through the jungle, meanwhile. Maybe trying to go for a courier. Courier's bottom.
4 minutes into the game, he's not going to find a courier snipe. He's more so maybe setting up for a potential dive on Gunnar, I think.
He's going to suicide? Okay, well, that's all he's going to do.
Radiant's middle tower is
That was
under attack.
weird.
Trying to maybe hope for a lucky courier snipe and then eventually just suicides as first blood does happen, though. Okay. Bryle does just simply run him down using the chakram and the rolling death.
Radiant's middle
And this
tower
level
is
6
under
came
attack.
out, so the 5-minute bounty rune spawning, but Kunkka losing his life in the process. He'll TP back in. Uh-oh. He's in trouble again.
He's gonna die here too.
Timbersaw's got a soul
Potentially.
ring. Can he get close enough? No. So Kunkka is going to live, but gets very low once again. Runs back up. That seems dangerous.
What?
Yeah. I don't know what he's thinking there. I mean, he he has to know, especially by now, just how much damage that this hero can do against him, and yeah, I guess he just simply underestimated. So, easy kill for Timbersaw, and that's 2 for him now.
Yep. Yeah, and Gunner's game is going to be very rough from here on out. Yeah, they're even going to bring Envy to the mid lane. Gunner is just going to go somewhere else. He can't be in this lane anymore. How will that fare for Envy? Who knows? Bryle should be able to just kind of walk him down too, I would think, since he's only level 5. And look at March, he's setting up for another play with Arctic Burn. That plus the Chakram slow is going to be pretty dangerous, even for this Medusa.
Yeah, Envy's playing it safe. Doesn't have vision. Excuse me, of the Wyvern though. Yeah, as he runs up. Oh, he's dropping his items. That was a little scary. And here comes Rubik. This should be a kill. All the mana's going to be gone. Another Whirling Death in a second. Okay, well, Mana Shield's actually doing plenty here. Brax coming in with the epicenter. They want the turn kill on Brawl. They might get it. They do lose Medusa to sleep onto the Timbersaw. And the Brain Sap, that pure damage doing a work. So they do indeed get the kill on Timbersaw in return. That's got to feel good for Team at least.
Sure, but Moo is just free farming top and has 0 pressure in this lane. It's a 4-man rotation. Epi committed. Brax, who is having the best game for Team, has to rotate all the way to the mid just to help out his Medusa, who rotated to help out his Kunkka. And yeah, this map is going to get really, really small for Team very quickly.
As Timbersaw makes his way back to the middle lane. Arcane Boots online, has the Eels queued up next. But yeah, we saw the numbers that they need to have a chance of taking out this hero is at least 3, if not 4. So Enigma, though, making his way top lane with the Helm of the Dominator. He's got a Hellbear Smasher with him. And they're going to pressure this tower, so the attack speed are going to help. We're going to finally address Moo somewhat here, as he has been free farming.
This is definitely what they need to be doing right now. They need to do a lot of work with this Enigma since they dedicated him the jungle priority farm early. However, Ryle making the rotation to counter this, and Team gonna be shut down.
Yeah, focus on the top lane there with a potential push, and actually Forev gets a solo kill. Bryle gets a solo kill, excuse me, on Forev playing the Kunkka.
Oh.
So that's big for him considering the start that he's had. Helps him jump up the network. Gunner. What did I say? I said Bryle. Oh yeah, Gunner. Excuse me. Kunkka gets the kill. So good find there, and he goes back to farming that safe lane. Gonna finish the phase boots at least for now. So they don't end up getting that top tower though because of the rotations. Good defense put up by J.Storm.
Yeah, it does move Bryle out of the mid lane, which is where he wants to just kind of occupy and take up a lot of space. But actually, Team coming out ahead in terms of net worth so far. Pretty surprising considering how things have been going.
I guess Pango we really haven't touched on, but yeah, Pango's struggling. Still under 2,000 net worth currently. He has a casual javelin, but no boots even on top of that. No regen really outside of the Tango. So yeah, he went right for the javelin.
Yep, and that Enigma jungle farm, you can see he's ahead of the Pangolier in terms of net worth and CS. And that means Black Hole's online, so probably looking to put on some pressure in one of these lanes with the Enigma ultimate.
The 10-minute bounty rune's kicking in here. Timbersaw nearby. However, Bane's coming in trying to steal it. And he sleeps, he gets it, but at what cost now? They're gonna try to kill Mike at least, and should be able to unless Gunner can say something about it. The Splinter Blast connects, it's not enough damage actually, so he's gonna survive for now, but Bryle's still in hot pursuit. Chakram thrown down. Ike-Smack able to avoid another Timber Chain though, and the Whirling Death finally does him in.
The gold change though does benefit Team there. 174 gold for much more than that, picking up the bounty rune.
See that soul ring on Moo, mentioned this yesterday. It's just a good item on the hero for spamming that spectral dagger and farm efficiency. as he's going to make his way to the mid lane, because top lane, it is overtaken by Team between Sand King and Enigma. They do get the tower kill. Sand King, man, that's a rush on a Spirit Vessel. He already has that. Mid lane, by the way, pull back in on Spectre. The Fiend's Grip, they want this kill. They might get it. Wyvern's here. Only level 4, though, but with Pango rolling Thunder in, that will disrupt this. The Cold Embrace also helping, and Spectre's even looking to turn now. Maybe go for turn kill next. Mike drops a half-life. The Midnight Pulse is put down. No Black Hole, though. He doesn't have mana for it. He has the stick charges. He has enough mana now, but unable to get it off still. They do finally find the kill on Pango. And Pango's going to be the only one dead after all of this. So that was an interesting result. It seemed like that was going to be a turn for J.Storm, but Team, they spread enough and they got more rotations coming in.
Yeah, unfortunately, they weren't able to kill the Spectre. Brax had already used the Burrow Strike to get in there. So Moo's able to walk away. However, Team is showing some signs of life here, and I do love this Spirit Vessel rush. It's going to completely nullify the Timbersaw advantage early on in this game. Yeah, but, however, there is a Yules now on Bryle, so they're going to need multiple Spirit Vessel charges to take him down.
Spirit Vessel rush on an offlane Sand King? That to me is the...
No, I like it, personally.
Okay. Because that's like over the drums, over, you know, Vlad's maybe, just again, these auras, even earlier Blank, but yeah, you really high priority on the Spirit Vessel.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have Spirit Vessel, then you can't kill Timbersaw. And if you can't kill Timbersaw, you're going to have a very hard time actually pressuring.
Okay.
It also counters the Wyvern as well.
Oh, true, with the Cold Embrace, yeah. Well, he's going to continue farm at the top lane. Again, doesn't have any charges on it currently. As Enigma is heading back up here as well. The boots finish on Enigma, so again, his farm is looking very good. Continues to be ahead of the offlane Pango on the other side. So yeah, the net worth for Team as a team, now 2,000. It's been in that area for the last 3 or 4 minutes. But the overall farm, as far as the individual farm even, Timbersaw is leading the way big time. And he's got a Yules, and he's working on the Holy Locket. This is an item we've seen on Timbersaw a couple of times. One of the few heroes where we're going to see this item potentially.
Yeah, probably Holy Locket into Bloodstone, likely, maybe.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So even more reason why that Spirit Vessel is necessary.
Yep. Nushan putting on pressure in the top lane. This is good. Good play by the Enigma.
Bryle's coming in though. Yeah, Frev joining. But Mike's a little too fast. He's out of there. Boots in the wind lanes, running at 380 move speed. Spectre, we are going to see the Radiance build on move, by the way. It's funny saying that because we really haven't been seeing a lot of these Radiance builds on Spectre in the last couple of days, but it is so, for the longest time, been a pretty normal build.
Yeah, I think we saw him do this exact build yesterday once, which was the Soul Ring into Radiance Rush. The Soul Ring does give him some pretty nice stats and allows him to spam the dagger off of cooldown to farm, which is a very good farming tool.
Brax is setting up mid. Now again, he doesn't have charges on the Spirit Vessel is the issue. So if he did, maybe they could have tried to go for a play on Timbersaw, but without the Spirit Vessel, it doesn't seem like it's a possible kill.
Yeah, they need to find some kills, get some charges on this item. That is one downside to rushing it, is if you're not involved in the kills early on, you don't have an urn with charges to turn into a Spirit Vessel.
Gonna rotate back towards the bottom lane. Spectre is farming it by himself for now. 15-minute bounty runes are coming in. You got Gunnar and Ike's Mike trying to take the other one. Moo will realize that and just simply give it up. This actually should be a 3-for-1 for Team. Although Timbersaw, he comes in quickly, and Enigma now in trouble. The Hot in as well. Gonna get an assist out of this if anything. Fear will take credit for the kill. So they do at least make Enigma pay.
And Fear has X, so this is a dangerous moment for Team. No Black Hole and a Rubik is one of the best catching spells if they want to get aggressive here. And they do
so. Gonna be fine. Again, Stone Gaze ready. Everything's ready. Black Hole included. As Enigma's up in 5 seconds. So, yeah, you do kind of continue to worry about that if you're J.Storm. You don't want to dive too deep into a potential team fight. Know what Team has in terms of responding. And also just let your Spectre farm, which that's exactly what they're doing. 3,000 gold now saved up. What is Kunkka's item choice, by the way? He went an armlet. Okay. Armlet into a BKB, so wants that mix of farm, but also some raw damage early on.
Yep, the extra stats and armor is going to be nice. He's losing those stats. Timbersaw a lot of the time.
Aether Lens finished on Rubik. He's not rushing an Ags necessarily. We mentioned how actually high priority it feels like it is this game for a Rubik, but he's got other ideas in mind, a Yule's, a Blink, maybe an Ags down the line, but not priority.
Sure, I mean, Yule's is pretty high priority against Kunkka. You got to imagine that the Kunkka is going to be targeting you in these fights. And so you want to be able to save yourself from the X combo. Aether Lens, of course, very good for stealing the black hole or any other important ability.
Sand King, he's got a Guardian Greaves almost finished. We're not almost, still needs the big recipe of 1800 eventually, but he is working on it. He's got the one component left essentially. So that's, again, he won't have a Blink Dagger, but he is going to bring items to definitely help win these team fights even more. Bane, caught in no man's land. Caught on a mission. Top lane. No, that's just Timbersaw porting up here to push it back. Now he's got the Holy Locket finish, as we see.
Still no charges on the Spirit Vessel. Brax, they need to smoke with like a Fiend's Grip and the Sand King. Get him some charges. Very important that they do that.
Oh, engagement. New Sham going to be caught, lifted up, tossed back in. Still in the Eidolons, it looks like right there. Pango trying to get away. Nice job with the Winter's Curse. Enigma probably going to fall to this. Yes, the Whirling Death after the fact gets the kill. Now Kunkka, he's in trouble too. Bane in the area. Gunnar running. Armlet toggle. It's not going to be enough though. It's just too much damage. Moo credit for the kill there. And now as a team, J.Storm could push this mid tier 1.
That's a very weird spot. Why was he just running through there to the mid lane?
It seems like Team's kind of just been patrolling almost back and forth. Kind of controlling that area. I mean, you do see the ward they have there as well, but yeah, it goes back. You just meant like the no charge on the Spirit Vessel. It's not that they're not trying necessarily, but they're having trouble just finding any opportunity.
Yep. To be fair, there are a bunch of pretty hard kills on J.Storm, but you do have the Fiend's Grip, you do have the Black Hole. I'd like to see Team prioritizing using those. However, Envy is farming very well on this Medusa. He's been left completely alone here on the bottom lane and is working his way towards the Scotty after finishing Manta. Top of the net worth, and that is where a lot of the net worth discrepancy is coming from. That and the Medusa. Or that very and the true. Enigma. Yeah,
that's a very good point. I mean, Manta finished, 2,200 gold saved up. This Medusa, more than 1,000 net worth higher than anyone else in the game, so very good news for Team, the 4,000 net worth lead. The Spectre, though, just about having the Radiance, as Arcane Boot's going to be purchased again by Timbersaw in the area. So this slow, it's hard to gauge, I guess, who's really having the advantage here with a slow game, as Winter Wyvern's going to get caught. Is this going to be a kill? Yes.
Hey, Spirit Vessel charges.
Got to. Suddenly, they're a little bit more of a threat to kill the Timbersaw. And it might come into play here.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. They would love to fight now.
The ship coming out, aka the Shark. Gunnar, he's going to live, drink some rum. Pushed over the ledge. The Stone Gaze also activated by Eternal Envy. Forces J.Storm to somewhat retreat.
Radiance
has to sleep
is online,
also
by the way.
up on Spectre. Yeah, he has the Radiance, but they're not going to be able to engage. The Radiant team just falls back. And 20-minute bounty runes coming in. I mean, 5,000 net worth lead now, so it actually feels, it's starting to feel a lot better for Team. And again, Timbersaw was a threat and everything, but I still go back to the crowd control that Team has throughout this game. Timbersaw is gonna somewhat scale off, it feels like.
Yeah, it's always kind of been a hero like that. He's incredibly hard to play against in the laning stage, and then for the next 10 minutes or so, he seems to be basically immortal. But after that, he's just kind of a an annoyance. He's like a bristleback. You can basically just ignore him for most of the fight.
Yeah.
Or you get the item that counters him, Silver Edge, Spear Vessel, that kind of thing, and he becomes a pretty low impact hero.
Oh, free Roshan.
Yeah, team. Making some very good moves.
Radiant structures are
They
fortified.
didn't even try to contest that. Instead, they're pushing the bottom tier 2 on the side of J.Storm, including Spectres. He's kind of here just chilling with the team. Again, has that Radiance. Not getting the most efficient farm since then, though.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And now Moo's going to TP over to his own jungle. And you see a couple of lines being drawn by the Wyvern there. My guess would be, you know, trying to maybe reclaim their jungles where the thought process is there. Because Team does have control of the Dire jungle right now, and they've had for a little bit.
Dire's structures are
Yep, and Nusham is closing in on this BKB, so going to be just the Wyvern who has the ability to stop it once that comes out. And
Spectre.
pure damage, pretty good against Spectre.
Spectre's chasing. Enigma's going to go for the TP play. The Malphite stun's helping, but it's not enough. He gets stopped by a Torrent, and Nusham picked off. So we still have yet to see a black hole. Oh, and they also catch Kunkka. That's big. Enigma was one thing, but the Fine Gunner as well before he TPs out. So it ends up being 2 kills, and that's where J.Storm will thrive, is you kind of catch Team in panic mode and caught out individually.
Yeah, panic mode is the right word for it. Team, they need to just be a little bit more clean in their movements and their, you know, backing off when they rotate, that kind of thing. I don't feel like Kunkka should die there. He also didn't buy the next component on his Mithril Hammer, so lost quite a bit of gold as well.
Net worth lead, cutting a bit here, favoring J.Storm.
Scotty's almost done for Envy, though.
Yeah, and with the Aegis. With Team and their team fight, I mean, tier 1 is still at bottom. Like, they have to kind of group and push, it feels like.
And he's kind of alone here.
Yeah. God, he's such a tough kill, though. And they can't necessarily burst him down, so. A snake gonna come out, so Forever will lose a little bit of mana there. And he just delivered the Eye of Scotty. He's just gonna run down middle lane. They're gonna go for tier 2, and this kind of goes to the point I was just making right there, that team, with an Aegis especially, and with their team fight, let's just group and go.
Yeah, Haunt is up. They need to be a little wary of that. But okay, so Brax does have a Blink Dagger, so yeah, he needs to be pretty careful about when he's epicenter because of that.
So he chose to go Blink instead of the Guardian Greaves just yet. Of course, we'll go Guardian Greaves completed next, but yeah, one of the Blink
Dire's
first.
middle tower is under attack.
This is a free tier 2 though, and it feels like this is again back to what Team should and needs to be doing. Are they actually going to go tier 3 this time? Or because I go back to you as well, there's still a tier 1 bottom they could go for, but they are going to go sieging for now. And Timbersaw, he's taking some decent damage. Having a Timber Chain away.
Are you gonna steal some more mana? Oh, Fear. Stealing the mana back.
Got him. Spectre's been pushing the bottom lane during this. And it feels like Team will have to actually fall back and respond to it. Yeah, that's actually a really good ability to have stolen for Rubik. Against the
Envy
Medusa.
is completely alone on the shrine. This is what I'm talking about. Their retreats are very
Odd.
uncoordinated.
Yeah. And he's gonna stay alive, but they just used a Stone Gaze and a Shift to do that. And they're still running. Because a couple of big ultimates are down. Winter's Curse catches Kunkka in place. Beans Grip meanwhile locking down Pango.
Maybe
And a
Black
Stone
Hole
Gaze
will.
from Fear being used on top of this. So they are going to kill Pango. Gunnar going to be stunned up. They'll buy back from Pango. As Team wants to go back in themselves now. Pango's back into the fight. Fear, and he's going to get picked off. Brev, now he's caught in a bad spot. Moo, trying to help out the best he can, but he can't do a whole lot to the Sand King right now. Trying to block him, and now Moo's in trouble. I have Scotty slow over the ledge with the Spectral Dagger, though. Pango was picked off for a dieback. And Team continues to go further. Again, there's still a tier 1 tower up, so they'll need even to address that first. But a yeah, awkward kind of fallback, but it ended up working out for them.
Yeah, I think it just kind of goes to show that Team is at this power peak right now with the Aegis and that BKB Black Hole. Gunner with the BKB as well. And Aegis does time out though, so Team needs to be a little bit more careful here with the Envy's positioning.
They still have Black Hole, they still have Epicenter, they got a ship. The Stone Gaze is up in 13 seconds, so they will have everything once that's ready. But with the tier 3 tower kill, that might be satisfying enough for the Radiant side. Looks like that'll be the case, so actually Kunkka's gonna come back with the X. There is a double damage here too, but they don't see it. So they're not gonna pick that up, at least yet.
And Mu is out on his own. Just had the Mantis Style delivered.
Is under attack.
He'll use it and send the illusions out. Gonna keep this bottom lane pushed in. So Team instead gonna go for the shrine kill.
Dire's bottom shrine has fallen.
And again, we still have not even seen a black hole attempted yet, but hasn't really been needed.
That's the threat of it. It
Yep.
does most of the work on Enigma. Gunner has been randomly caught out in the mid lane.
Lift it up. There's a Pango swashbuckle on two. Timbersaul's running out there, forcing a PKB out of this. However, they're going to pull back in Timbersaw, but with the Yols, he'll stay alive for now. Stonegaze in the face, though. He's at half life. He's in trouble. He's going to die. In fact, the Spirit Vessel helping, no doubt. Timbersaw does have a buyback.
Yep, and Mu cuts the wave, so there's no opportunity to actually capitalize on that kill. They will have to just go to the bottom lane, and there's no BKB or Stone Gaze.
So with the
Team
BKB on Enigma, all they have is the curse, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I guess depending on what Rubik has stolen, because there's a couple that he could. Mystic Snake is not going to do it, though.
Nope. He could steal the Fiend's Grip, he could steal the Black Hole, and then Black Hole the Enigma with his Aether Lens, having extra range.
True.
That'd be pretty funny.
Dire's middle barracks are under attack. Radiant's top tower is under
This is going to be a free siege for Team. It seems like. Again, still with the threat of the Black Hole, the ship, the Epicenter. It's hard for J.Storm to fully
backdoor
commit.
kicks in. This is not good.
Oh, that is not good. In fact, now Medusa's caught by the Rolling Thunder a couple of times. The ship comes out, though, so he's tanky as hell. Heals on up, and they're committing on the side of J.Storm. Gunner's going up at the back door. They're not going to kill this Rax. I don't know why they're trying so hard. Epicenter going off, though. Winter Wyvern's caught. He popped his curse already. He is going to fall to the Epicenter, but Team trying to retreat now. As Sand King poured it out. Medusa, though, can't pour it out. She's lifted up and slammed to the ground. She's out for 70 seconds. The chase continues. Nusham is also being chased as well. Still has a BKB. No point to use it at this time, though. Double kill for Mu. The coordination just seems off for Team. That continues to be the theme from yesterday as well, or day number 1, I should say.
Yeah, Nusham just immediately started backing out. That was a very 50-50 play if I've ever seen one. They pushed in the bottom lane, hoping to be able to take the mid racks while the bottom lane backdoor protection was broken. But it wasn't even close. Like, they got the tower down pretty low, but they had no mid creeps, and the bottom lane creeps died pretty early on, so no racks. And J.Storm probably could have capitalized there, but they're a little bit scared of the buyback on Enigma, I think, even though it doesn't exist.
Yeah, he's up soon. Enigma does purchase a Blink Dagger now, so he'll finally have a bit more of a threat with that Black Hole than even before. Especially with the BKB, but
Dire are
J.Storm holds, and still a 9,000 net worth lead for the Radiant side. Mu, though, this farm, he's got a Diffusal Blade now. So he's not much better against the Medusa and just in general. As far as the damage output goes.
Gunner's under vision here.
Radiant's
Got his
top
back
tower
up.
is under attack.
Timbersaw with the Heaven's Halberd.
Great item against Medusa. It's going to force EE to eventually get a BKB. But until he has that, he's going to be pretty useless
Top tower is under
in these
attack.
fights.
Well, that doesn't even remove it, does it?
If you get it off
Oh,
beforehand,
like, so you're
you
saying
can't get Halberd.
beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay. Roshan, what are we looking at here? 50 seconds before Roshan is up. Of course, could have been up by now. Looks like it was actually going to be a longer respawn. So that's to the benefit of J.Storm. They'll take the longer respawn, but we'll see if they're able to move out there and try to prevent it. In the Vision game, they have a ward mid lane right here that they were able to place. But for all they know, Roshan's happening right now, so they don't have a scan up either to be able to check it. Tango's trying to build the defusal too, so he's finally going to go for it. He had the whole Guardian Griefs queued up. He almost got there. Instead, though, he figures the defusal blade's pretty high priority at this time. And Medusa just got a butterfly. So she is really online now. She's level 20. Gets the Mystic Snake cooldown, so of course that 25 is now the mana talent to be had.
Has the pack leader aura, the wolf following her around. So Roshan is going down very quickly. J.Storm moving into position. They're going to get here just about when Aegis is about available.
Timbersaw, beating distraction. Gunner's low.
Very early BKB.
Popping it very early indeed. Winter Wyvern coming in with the curse on the back of the helmet. Medusa locking her down, and Kunkka's also distracted by it. He got a ship off at least. Helping things out, but a very distracted fight, no doubt. Stonegaze popped by Eternal Envy. However, going to be lifted up. Roshan still has plenty of life. Timbersaw, though, he's out of mana currently. The black hole on top of Timbersaw. That was really it. Roshan goes down, but Moo takes it. Moo grabs the Aegis in front of Medusa, and now Eternal Envy's on the run. He got both of them. The clicks are real, Diablo 2 style. Medusa in trouble, lifted up. The defusal burn doing work. The grip, though, Spectre, he's going to be cold embraced. He'll be fine for now.
Steal.
He pops the Manta style, but the Sand King started the last second, and down goes Moo. Remember, he has a Aegis cell. He's coming back up. Gunner, armlet toggles, trying to run north. Timbersaw and Rubik in pursuit, though, so he'll end up falling. And they do catch up to, that was Ike's Mike right there on that Bane. So 3 currently dead on the Radiant side. There was a buyback from Bane. That was the only one. No, Timbersaw did a buyback as well. That's right. Throughout the fight here,
no.
but
Team steal. The steal by Moo really changing the pace of this game. And Envy threw the snake at the very end at a far target, so it didn't come back to him in time to give him mana to survive that burst damage from Timbersaw.
And 35 seconds for Medusa. We on paper, the Wombo combo, the team presence is so strong for Team Team, but we have yet to see any really kind of connection this whole game with their ultimates together. I mean, getting sieged on is perhaps the best chance. The black hole stolen. It's canceled though immediately by Nusham. Rubik getting low. Nusham forced a BKB out of him as he runs away. So they will save the tier 3 though. J.Storm not able to capitalize in that sense, but in fact, supporting from Bane and from Kunkka and from Enigma. They're trying to catch J.Storm running. The curse is not going to save him.
Moo's gonna get out.
Does help a Spectre get out though. I don't know what to make of it after, I guess, again, J.Storm not only hanging in this game, but gaining a bit of momentum themselves. It'll just come down to, though, can Spectre do enough to really carry this game?
Yep, that, and who's going to blink first to some extent? Who's going to make that critical mistake that breaks the game wide open? Both teams have flirted with losing their racks, but so far, no serious building damage as Mike goes down.
So Bane going down. So 35-minute bounty runes to come. All right, Rubik, he is going to try to prioritize the Ags now over the Blink Dagger. Already got a point booster picked up. Fears get in there.
Yeah, he's been getting his steals off because of the Aether Lens pretty well. So he's going to go for the 2-second steal.
Enigma Shadow Blade picked up. Another way to help get in there. The black hole's off, of course. It's helpful when that Radiance Burn kicks in. You can't get a Blink Dagger off.
Yep, definitely. He's going for the full late game carry Enigma build with the Ags Refresher queued up next. one of the best ways to deal with Spectre. Just pure damage, destroy her.
How's Timbersaw looking? He's got a Lotus Orb now. He's also level 22. So he's working with that 50% cooldown reduction that he got at level 20, which is pretty good not only for his skills, but his items as well. Definitely helpful. But 25s are going to start happening in the near future. Both teams kind of on their side of the map currently.
Yeah, we do see that Bloodstone queued up for Bryle as that next item. Already has many, many defensive capabilities.
Diffusal and Pango, is that finished yet? And he's got 1800 gold. He's still trying to. He actually did go the full Guardian Greaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Picks up a gem too. So he's pretty utility on this Pango, but with that Diffusal Blade, he'll definitely provide quite a bit of damage. Double damage on Medusa. That's a pretty big deal for Eternal Envy.
They find Timbersaw. They do have a Spirit Vessel charge. Gonna throw that on. The Haunt's activated though from Spectre, and Brax dying in the midst of this. Brawl gets out, not the most man to work with, but a lot of distraction. Midnight Pulse is down. Gotta be careful walking over that. Moo, he might have went too far into this. He's in a bad spot. The grip. Look at that. That's a long grip right there. Lowe's Orb is not going to save him. It looks like guy's getting so low, but the cold embers comes out. Here comes the Epicenter though, and down goes Spectre. He can kill himself to do that. Thanks to Dispersion, but hey, he gets the kill worth it. Fear's also gonna fall. Medusa standing strong in the midst of that whole fight. That is more like it. I mean, no black hole happening, but that was more of a actual team fight for Team.
Yeah, no buyback on the Spectre, so Team is just gonna run right up, and once Moo doesn't buy back, they might go for more.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Fortification kicking in.
Dire's middle barracks are
Look at the spread.
Black hole is still available too.
Yes, it is, and the shift back up.
Assault Cuirass helping this Medusa to siege down these buildings.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
35 seconds still on Spectre. They're gonna try to cut bottom, and will they sneak in? Had a creep wave middle, but they choose not to.
And we're just stealing some mana from these creeps. Oh, looks like they're gonna back out.
Yeah. Well, they got one set of racks. Definitely got something out of it. But yeah, that's. I mean, Moo, he definitely went a little too far in himself. Bane did a good job. He applied Enfeeble and then popped the Fiend's Grip, and that's a long Fiend's Grip with the Enfeeble on you.
Yeah, Mike finding a very good spot. The Pango ulti, a lot of the disables were used super early on trying to kill Brax, which meant that Bane was left kind of as the forgotten man, and he was able to lock down that Spectre in a very critical moment in that fight.
The fact he wasn't even able to get the cheese off on Spectre shows you just how much lockdown it was. So he has a BKB queued up. Again, that doesn't help against Fiend's Grip necessarily, but hell, even don't get. I mean, there's still. It really is a funky BKB game because there's still plenty that you can be hit by, despite having the BKB active. So I'm actually looking at it now and wondering, is that the best choice? Maybe instead, another direction you could go the heart, the Eye of Scotty route, just bulk up instead.
Yeah, both are definitely viable options. Besides the BKB, I think the BKB will allow him to, hunt down and do a bit more damage in these fights, find those backliners, find the critical hero, without having to deal with, the sleep, which has been shutting him down quite a bit in these fights also. Of course, the stun from Sand King, Punka.
Yeah. Well, team. Trying to control more of the map with some wards. 40-minute bounty runes coming down. Of course, that also means the double rune in general. 3 gens picked up and a haste is bottled. Haste bottled by Medusa. They're chasing. I'm going to try to catch up maybe to Timbersaw, but cannot do that. Level 24 on Medusa and Timbersaw. Of course, Medusa's the really big one. 1,000 mana. She does have nice Scotty though, so it does beg that question: is does she use this modifier talent instead? But man, 1,000 mana is really hard to pass up.
So much HP. And since she is that siege tank for their team, it's definitely, like you said, very hard to pass up. Doesn't have any other modifiers either, so it's like...
That's what I was gonna say. If you had two, then I think it could warrant it for sure. But just the one, nah, probably not worth it. Is gonna queue up a Mjolnir.
God, this is scary. With the Solar Crest from Brax, Medusa has 80% damage reduction.
Yeah, tough kill. Pango have the defusal yet? No. He could buy it. He definitely could buy it. Still have buyback, so. Middle lane, Nushan, they have a sentry here. Obviously, they'll scout that out. Timbersaw purges off the Malphus stun. As he has his 25 talent, the first one to do so, the 1400 Timber chain range. Pick up there. So even that much harder to kill. Timberlemmy's going to run after him, though, with a haste rune and get him to Timber chain away. Right now, J.Storm is being somewhat constricted to their base outside of Spectre as he continues to push the bottom. This has been the one lane that it seems like J.Storm's been able to control somewhat. There's another haste rune spawns here, but Roshan's up in 25 seconds. And you see teams kind of positioning themselves. They don't really have the greatest vision up here on the north side for a Roshan. May get that down soon. Timber, he might be in trouble.
Committed.
Yeah, they're going for this. Heals on up though. Stone Gaze popped as Medusa's charging in, but the greatest thing to do against that is run away. That's what J.Storm does. You see up to the left. Oh, another Fiend's Grip. Again, Moo's in trouble over here. Now they're locking down Medusa. She can't do a whole lot. Now because the Black Hole's locking down as well further, but the damage is not really the most. Now here comes Medusa, finally joining the party. And Spectre, he ate the cheese. He's still dropping too fast. Down goes Spectre. He has a buyback. He might need to use it here. He wasn't able to get his haunt off even throughout that fight, by the way. Wyvern's already bought back. Now everything nearly committed. They still have Epicenter, but there's the buyback, there's the haunt, and here we go for J.Storm. Can they capitalize? The man is being burned. Eternal Levy, he's healing up though. The Mystic Sync coming through. The Cold Embrace on move. The stolen Black Hole coming out from Fear. It's going to be stopped there pretty quickly as he ends up time. Eternal Levy holding his ground, and he's going to win the battle with the help of the Epicenter. Team looking good now. Double kill for Brax. In the end.
Solar Crest doing work.
Yeah. Keeps him alive. Bryle, he's going to be slept up for ages. That's a long sleep, thanks to the enfeeble.
Oh my god.
The stun to follow.
You're going nowhere.
You are not going anywhere. The Spirit Vessel, he's gonna get the heals and the Lotus at the last second. Is it enough? No. He's on a dieback. It's just Pango to try to prevent a game 3 here. They're just gonna call it GG. We are going game 3 as Team finally pulls through here in the second game. And it seemed like that they were potentially going to do so for a while, but J.Storm kept on holding on long enough. But in the end, it is a victory for Team.
Yeah, Medusa's just way too big for J.Storm to deal with, and Timbersaw kind of falling off as well. That Solar Crest helping out Medusa survive that very last fight. Man fighting a Spectre.